As you can see, we're in the Audi right now. So M6 needs its tires and it's been raining. I'm not going to take that girl out in the rain on her current tires. So as I drive, I'll try and do kind of like a review on the car and what I think of the little A3, because a few people have been asking me about my opinion and review of the A3. So let's get it. So guys, I'm going to drive to the shops in the A3. Just turn that down. Anything about this A3 is that it feels like a truck every time I'm driving it, and it's not like entirely the car's fault. I mean, having an M6 and then driving one of these makes you kind of realize that not all cars, especially from sports brands and stuff like that, are made the same. Yeah, okay, this is a little 1 litre. It's a very basic spec car, but other than that, they're quite fun little cars. So I'm not going to focus too much on the camera down here. I'm going to kind of give the best review I can and yap as we drive. So let's get into it. These little 1 litres are nippy. They're lovely little cars, especially when you need to just jot around town. I find it's a good little commuter car, all in all. Very comfy for what I need it to do. Nothing overly complicated, but you know, it still lacks the traits to be desired. It's desirable in its own way, even though I'm trying to compare it to a fully blown GT car. Having many sports cars prior, smaller sports cars, it gives me the good opportunity to kind of give you guys a back-to-back comparison of the two cars. So yeah, give me just a moment here. There we go. Okay, caps back on and we are back on our way. So yeah, just in general, I can open this a bit more light in the cabin for this video. Just in general, I do find that these little A3s are very comfy to point A to point B, but not much further than that. Long distance journeys, not the most comfortable vehicle for that type of stuff, but then again, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I call a shopping car, meaning that you just go to the shops and back in it, and that's genuinely how these cars are driven and commuted. So, but yeah, I mean, okay, there's a little bit of throw around there. So, as I was saying, right, now, the Audi A3 is a great commuter car, but for me, it's not going to wow me necessarily. Okay, for what it is, it's pretty surprising that it's got so much oomph for just, I think it's like 88 kilowatts, this thing. So it's nothing compared to the M6 at 435 kilowatts, but it's still quite a nippy little car to get around town, and I still enjoy it, even though it's not like what we all enjoy and are used to as sports car guys and hypercar guys. And you know, as a car guy, you kind of gain to a point an expectation out of a car for your performance divisions. Now, not necessarily saying an A1 is a performance car in any way, but it's got nippy and it's got go, so it's got something going for it at least. But overall, driving style, road feel is very good. It's easy to drive, it's smooth on the road. You know, you don't feel every bump in the road. You generally just cruise around in this little thing. And for me personally, being able to just cruise around sometimes is nice. Steering feel leaves much to be desired. There's very little communication through the A3 chassis as a whole. Personally, not the biggest fan of it because of that. But other than that, it's fairly comfy little car. But for me, there's a few things a car must tick on the boxes of things that it's got to fulfill in a role. It's got to feel sporty. It's got to make me feel in control. The car's got to communicate with me well, and that's kind of where Audi starts to lose their footing in the car industry as a whole, is that their cars don't communicate with a person very well. Like, okay, yes, I'm turning the steering wheel and directing the wheels to a certain direction, but I don't always know what's going on with those front wheels on this car. So, as I said, in that department, it leaves much to be desired about the entire chassis itself. Listen, it's a good platform and it's got a lot of potential, but the only time these cars really start to shine is when the guys do the performance mods and make them better and add a few things to them. Then they come alive nicely. Suspension side of things, there's no complaints. Design work, they're good looking cars, they've got a nice fascia to them, the lights are very decent at night. Overall, I'd have to rate these A3s probably easily a 7.5 out of 10, and for me to say 7.5 out of 10 is a car's really got to have some good things going for it. But just in general, even the build quality in these Audis, it's decent. It's quality, it's neat, it's tidy. You know, I mean, this has been with me since 2018 now, so it's been a good couple of years, but there's no rattle, there's no like sounds coming from it that aren't supposed to be there, you know, and that's a good thing, because I'm only on 80,406 Ks on the clock at the moment, so she's still young in the tooth, but other than that, she drives well. She gets me from point A to B when I need to just jot around and stuff. You know, that's what this little car is for. It's a commuter car all in all, but I must say, it's a fun little car to enjoy from time to time. You know, just in the sense, not fun as in canyon driving or ripping the streets, making DCT brutal shifts. So, this numpty said that they can go and then they decided not to go. They were so slow. I don't know why people do that. Like, I nicely let flash and say, hey, you can go, and then they don't, and then it's like, what the fuck? But anyways, yeah, and this little 1 litre, I'll tell you, it's fairly good on fuel compared to the M6. I already need to fuel up the M6, and I fueled up on Saturday. So, but fuel's come down, so there's a bonus there. So I'll catch you guys now, because it's just arrived. So, back to where we were talking about the A3 1 litre TFSI. Additionally, the other thing that I've realized that irritates the flippin' shit out of me about this car is the safety belts. Audi, could you not just put a basic little, you know, on other steering wheels, on safety belts where they put that little like stopper here? Audi, stop being lazy. Bloody assholes. Fucking gotta pull it up from the bottom of the side. My ass. Small things like that, guys. Small things like that get on my nerves. Like, they could have done it way better. And all it is literally just putting a thing that's pressed through the safety belts. Why am I not? I'm in neutral, lovely. Okay, I was wondering, why am I not going anywhere? Why is the car just revving? And then I looked down, and behold, the vehicle was in neutral. Okay, here we go. Down we go. Off the pavement. And around the loop we go. Fun and games. But yeah, as I was saying, it's the little things on this car that could have been done a lot better than what they have been done in general as a car. You know, like, personally, the biggest thing I don't like about this little A3 is the fact, another M6 convertible, but in black. That looked good. Let me see if I can catch up to him. Yeah, at least he's not driving fast. That's the lacquer thing. One thing I will say about this car is that, just all in all, it's a lovely little commuter car to go from A to B in. No, it's not an M6, it's a 650i. Ooh, it's quite pretty, the 650i also. I must say, looking at the 650i, okay, it's virtually the same as the M6 in terms of body styling and shape. A few little things that the M6 gets that the 650i doesn't get, but just in general, such a beautiful shape of car, eh? Now I know what my car looks like from behind when people are driving behind me. It's actually quite a sexy view, not gonna lie. 650, oh, bloody beautiful. And the fucking truck wants to slow down like is coming to a stop. It's one thing I must say that I don't like about KZN or Belito is how tight the roads are, especially with the big ass trucks that come through here. And then you're kind of like, what? But yeah, I'm mumbling and babbling again as usual. Yeah, so all in all, what can I fault this car on? Things I don't like about the A3 1 litre TFSI 8V2, because this is a 2018. So, steering feel feels like shite. No communication through the feedback or feedback through the steering wheel. There's always a constant unknown of where your wheels are kind of pointing in behavior and how they're feeling on the road. What else? Gearbox is perfect. I like the gearbox on this. Smooth, easy to drive, pretty simple. Car's got some get up and go, so that's another thing that's kind of good for it. What else? Seating position is shit. And Audi, how are you guys that much of a cheapskate that not even your base models get at least some electrification to their seats? Like, okay, I can understand an A1 not having electrification to seats, but your base model A3 should at least have that, because most base model third category cars, as I call them, which are your 3 Series, your C-Class, and your 3 Series in the BMs, your A3s in the Audis, your 3 Series in the BMs, and your C-Class in the Mercedes. Most of those have somewhat of a power function on their seats, even in base models. But let alone, behold, Audi, fucking up guys, come on, you can do better. We love the brand, we love what it stands for, but we're just not getting everything from you guys. You guys have got so much potential, but you're just wasting it. Like, genuinely, there's so much potential in the platform of Audi as a whole, but it's wasted potential. Think about the RS3. Now, don't get me wrong, lovely car, but what's changed about it? A couple of bodywork changes, a couple of software tweaks, and maybe 1 or 2 small hardware upgrades and stuff on the engines. But it still only makes 400 horsepower, and it's a Daza. Like, well, not Daza motor, but we call it Daza because it's just kind of like the whole vibe of RS3. Everyone knows when you say Daza, you mean RS3 engines. So, like, as a whole, right, how come Audi has not pumped the power up on the RS3? And just in general, Audi as a performance group, as performance cars, the RS models have fallen off. The only holy grail is the R8 and RS3. How's it? There we go, sweet. So, yeah, as I was saying, like, the RS5, it's not quick. The RS6, somewhat quick. RS7, somewhat quick. But, you know, when is the RS3 finally going to get its power bump? Like, think about it. Audi, you guys, well, this is more of a German kind of thing as a whole for the Germans. Guys, why have you passed your cars out of the market? There's no logical explanation that Audi, Germany, or any of the other Audis in the world can give me that can justify the price of their cars at the moment. Like, look at the Golf R from VW. That's like 1 point something million now. Like a freaking Golf. It's a Golf. As much as they want to say, oh, it's this, it's that, a Golf R is a glorified 2-liter Golf. If we're being for real. And it's not an insult to Golf R owners and stuff. It's more of an insult to Volkswagen themselves. Because personally, if I was Volkswagen, I would have made the Golf R a 2.5 pot to be the top echelon, just as the what's the name is the top upper echelon, you know, the RS3, where you've got the S3 in the 2-liter. The GTR was the 2-liter in the Audi and VW group models. But yeah, enough of my ranting. Let me park this baby for the day.